and good Monday evening, and welcome to Weather for Weather Geeks, the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video. We're going to tackle a busy week ahead in weather this week in this video. First, a quick review of today, which was the hottest day we've had in about 6 weeks. It's been since the very end of June, since we've had a day in which the temperature officially at the Youngstown Warren Airport got into the 90s. We reached 91 officially today. 91 also the number in Cleveland and Akron and New Philly. 90 the high in Pittsburgh this afternoon. Now, this makes number 4 as far as 90-degree temperatures go so far this year. And, you know, we're running behind average and certainly behind the pace we've set over the last few years. We had 18 in 2018. We had 15 90-degree days last year. We're not going to have that many this year, but we had our 4th today, and we'll probably tack on at least 1 or 2, if not more, with a pretty toasty-looking forecast for much of August and probably September as well. We average about 8.5 90-degree days officially in our area for a calendar year. All right, the heat index today, because of the elevated dew points, it was a little higher than the air temperature for most of the afternoon, peaking at about 92 at both 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Hot, humid, you needed to take it a little easy if you were working outside, exerting yourself outdoors. This is not heat advisory range, or territory, I should say, for our part of the country. Now, heat advisory or not, you still have to take it easy and use some common sense. But typically in our region, the National Weather Service will hoist a heat advisory if the heat index is expected to be around or above 100. That is true for all of the sites in Ohio and Pennsylvania as well. Of course, as you head off into the south, it needs to be quite a bit higher for a heat advisory to be triggered in a place like Dallas or Atlanta or Tallahassee or Charlotte or Columbia or places like that. And in parts of southern plains, even into parts of the southeast, it needs to be 110 as far as the heat index goes for a heat advisory to be issued. They're a little more used to the heat, of course, the farther south you go. All right, across our region, some late-day showers looking like they're going to push through just after this recording, just after 7 p.m. Now, a handful of hours ago, I would have placed odds on these mostly falling apart as they approached, but they're holding together pretty well as of this recording. A couple of claps of thunder and a few pockets of gustier winds embedded in these showers as well. There's not a lot of lightning and thunder, but anyone with pre-sunset outdoor plans might have to duck inside for a little while. We're missing out on the severe weather threat for tonight. Tornado watch out towards Chicago this evening. Actually, there's been several storms that have had tornado warnings on them in the purple polygons here in the western suburbs of Chicago, and that's the same zone that'll have a high risk, or an elevated risk, I should say, of severe weather on Tuesday. For us, our evening showers will give way to a partly to mostly cloudy sky for the overnight. Now, another disturbance will come through as we go into the wee hours of tomorrow morning, and this may make for kind of an unsettled period for a time tomorrow morning. Maybe just after sunrise, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. There might be a few showers and a couple of claps of thunder in the region. The atmosphere will turn very unstable tomorrow afternoon because we're going to have some breaks of sun. We're going to have temperatures in the upper 80s, and dew points will be even a little higher than they were today. Now, the instability here locally won't be quite as high as a place like Toledo, Fort Wayne, Kalamazoo, out towards Chicago as well. But still, we're getting into kind of the medium to medium high range around eastern Ohio and western PA. So we have instability. We have a little bit of wind shear, but not a whole lot. But still, conditions will be favorable enough that there probably will be a random scattering of thunderstorms trying to get going again in the afternoon, and any of these could pack a punch because there's lots of juice to feed on in the atmosphere. Now, overall, the severe weather risk a little higher out towards western Ohio, and certainly out towards Chicago and Milwaukee and Madison and places like that. But around here, SPC placed most of our TV viewing area in the low, or 1 on a 1 to 5 scale, range tomorrow for the severe weather risk. These should not be big hail producers. The tornado risk is pretty negligible tomorrow, but isolated instances of wind damage and perhaps isolated instances of flash flooding. If we get a couple of rounds in any one spot, these will be very efficient rain producers with as much juice as we have in the atmosphere. Now, our current run of our in-house model here shows our scattering of showers and storms in the morning, and then doesn't show much in the afternoon. And I don't think the storms will be super numerous as we get into the afternoon, but where storms do fire, again, they could be locally strong. I suspect there are fewer raindrops in the area on Wednesday as we're kind of in between systems a little bit. A lot of dry time on Wednesday. And then Thursday, another weather disturbance will push through, and perhaps rain chances will be a little higher that day, including the chance for a few gusty storms before the afternoon is through. Wouldn't be surprised if we have a Day 3 low-end risk of severe weather issued by the Storm Prediction Center late tonight. This cold front, lurking well off to our north and west on Thursday, is what will roll through Friday night. That'll give us another enhanced chance of showers and some gusty storms on Friday, but it will also usher in drier air for the upcoming weekend. So, elevated rain chances at times Tuesday, and again Thursday and Friday. Wednesday, chances are pretty low. I can't rule out shower or storm, but I suspect the raindrops are less numerous on Wednesday. Saturday could start with a stray shower very early in the day, but the bulk of the weekend actually looks great, especially when you consider where the dew points will be over the next few days. Lower 70s, a lot of the time it's really going to feel like South Florida, but then the dew points come down into the 50s over the weekend. That means we can open up the windows at night, and remember how nice it felt about a week ago? That's the kind of air mass that we have coming in during the course of the upcoming weekend as the upper level flow starts to change some associated with that cold front. Now, midweek, we still have a pretty stout ridge across the southeast and, unfortunately, along the west coast, and a fast-moving flow in between through here, and in that fast flow comes our cold front. It rolls through Friday night, and by the weekend, we're more under the influence of a trough of low pressure up here than we are the ridge, which is pushed off to the south somewhat, and this western ridge, of course, way too far off to the west to have much of an influence on us. So we're not going to mistake this air mass over the weekend for October or anything like that. It's going to be just seasonably warm, but with lower humidity, and we're not going to see temperatures flirting with 90 again for a little while starting this weekend. But we've got plenty of heat and humidity coming our way for the upcoming week. So make sure you're checking out our team's output on social media, my account, the Storm Tracker 21 account, and the rest of our team as well. Keep you updated online on 21 News and on the 21 Storm Tracker app as well. Have a great Monday night, everyone.